we're joined by Marc Perelman, our French politics editor. And Marc, Antonio was just explaining some of those challenges there that Lecornu's government will face even after this Thursday. Do you think that in particularly the debates over the budget will be very fierce in Parliament, especially now that Lecornu has ruled out using Article 49.3 of the Constitution, which is used to force laws through Parliament without votes?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. One of the concessions he made, in addition to the suspension of the pension reform, announcing some taxation for the super rich, is that he will not use Article 49.3 to ram a bill through Parliament, like all his predecessors have done to pass the budget since Emmanuel Macron's re-election in 2022 and also in 2023 to pass this pension reform. And the fact that he's not using it means that they will have to build compromises in the Parliament. And this is the gamble that Sébastien Lecornu was forced to play, because he needed the socialists not to throw him out. And he managed to do this because, as we just saw, the motion of no confidence garnered only 271 votes, 18 votes short of the absolute majority. There is another motion of no confidence tabled by the National Rally. There's a vote going on right now, but our viewers should know that there's no chance it will pass, because the parties on the left, by tradition, and they've said they would do so again today, are never joining a motion of no confidence tabled by the far-right National Rally. So it's already a done deal. This motion of no confidence will be rejected by, of course, a bigger margin than the one that Sébastien Lecornu just survived. But it's true that the socialists have already warned that, it's not a blank check for Sébastien Lecornu. We're going to be tough on the budget. We want to see the budget that has been tabled because it needed to be tabled for constitutional reasons, because there needs to be 70 days of debate for a budget, and it needs to be before the end of the calendar year. So the clock was ticking. So the government put a budget on the table. It will be obviously debated, amended in Parliament. It will be very, very difficult to find a compromise. This is now the big challenge. But Sébastien Lecornu has said, well, this is what democracy should be about. You in Parliament have criticized the executive branch for using Article 49.3, for ignoring the Parliament, for essentially doing things without properly having the Parliament have a say. And he said, well, now is your time. This is what parliamentary democracy should be about. Let's see if you can get your act together. There is an implicit threat in him saying this, is if there can be no agreement on the budget. And given how different the parties are when it comes to budgetary issues, it's quite likely there could be a way for the government to say, well, at the end of the discussion, at the end of the year, they could say, well, we need a budget, it needs to be passed, and we could pass a budget by decree. It's authorized if after 70 days of discussions there's no compromise. And there are some fears that it could be the original budget, not the one that would have been discussed for weeks and weeks and weeks, that would be pushed through. But basically, Sébastien Lecornu is telling the party, it's up to you. You are free now to find a compromise. Let's get to work. We need a budget. The financial markets are watching. The rating agencies are watching. Brussels is watching. We need to get our act together and make sure we pass a budget. He will obviously hold the key to his future, but not only, because the parties obviously have a big say in whether he stays at Matignon for more than a few months like his predecessors.
All right, a lot clearly at stake.